travel people on the road, is the police, is the DSS, that's the civil secret service department. They are all every pole in Biafra land, and this is not obtainable in every other part. Is not, you can't get it in any other part of Nigeria. It's only in the Biafra land. And harassing people are being harassed every day. You go into work, you're gonna come down from your car, like the latest report we got. You come out from your car, walk past the military checkpoint, raising your hands up, then they're not even searching the cars. If they are looking for something, they should be able to check the cars, but no, they just want to humiliate people. And they're going to extort money from them. And when you're not able to extort the money, they take you to their station. And we've had a whole lot of dehumanization treatments on our youths. Mostly they're picking the youths. If they see any mark on you, like, tattoo is a common thing in America here. But they see a tattoo on you, oh, you're a criminal. They take you into the either to their dungeon, wherever they want to keep you. Some of them, they do kill them. And you don't even hear anything about your family member. You don't know whether he got to work, or you know that he didn't come back that day. And you don't even know where to look for the person, because you don't know if he was, I won't call it arrest. You don't know if the person was abducted by the military or the DSS or the police. So you don't even know to look for your loved one for. So these are a kind of events that's going on in Biafra land. And now they are pushing down to establish their Ruga in every community, in not just in Biafra land, other parts of the South. And when they call that the Ruga, they call it like a kind of community for the Fulanis. And these are bloodthirsty human beings. Like an example of that, one of our ex-governors did establish that for them, just to get them in, thinking they were nice people. But what did they turn that area to? They turned it into shallow graves. Because they kidnap, they kill people, they bury them carelessly, and the newest governor, they bumped into that place and they saw thousands and thousands of skeletons of people who are a whole lot of evil going on there. So that place was sealed. It's sealed for now until they find out what happened. How did these people get killed? What happened? How did they get to those areas? So these are the atrocities that is going on with the whole police and the military checkpoints. They say, oh, they are coming for security, but it's not for security. They're actually the people bringing in security to the Southeast, because they know it's supposed to be it's actually a peaceful area, but they don't want it that way. They want us to be maybe having all these disturbances, distractions. Why, like my sister said, British government is extorting the oil in our backyards, because the Biafrans are like, we don't want to continue with this. We are tired of being dehumanized. We are tired of being killed. We are tired of being extorted, money being taken off from us every time. The government, there is no government, there's nothing to show government presence in Biafra land. No road is built, no hospital, no good hospital, no amenities anywhere. But you come in and send your military, they're extorting money from our people. They go to the last time after the 30th of May, when we try to remember our dead ones in Aba. Now we're hearing some markets are shut down. So how do you want those people to live life? How do you want them to? They can't go back to the market, and the military is telling them until they pay them 2 million naira. Is it 200 million or 2 million naira that they are asking from the marketers to pay before they will be able to go back to their shops? Yeah. And how do you expect those people to live? So these are some reports we are getting from back home, and it's just so heartbreaking. Yeah. And we feel so bad that the world is not coming in. Actually, I know some of them that are listening, that are hearing what is going on. We don't know why they are not being able to react to it. like my sister said, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who is still incarcerated in their dungeon, is a British citizen.
But they're not doing anything.
Britain is not doing anything about it.
Well, thank you for that report. It sounds like it's very dire there. Let me ask Charles a question, then I'm going to come back to Augustina for her, her own report, having been there recently. You all are all Catholics, and we talk about the Christians in the South. First quick question is, are there Protestants there? Are the Christians all Catholics? Are there both? And also, what is the church doing as far as the organized Catholic Church? Is the church trying to make a difference there? Charles, can you mention that?
Sure. There are other denominations or church tradition, but predominantly you find Catholic and Anglican communion competing. Then there are also Pentecostal, evangelicals. They are all in that place. And for some time, we had hoped that with the people we have in the Vatican, because we have our brother, who is Cardinal Arinze, in the Vatican, that they should be speaking up about these things. If they do, we are not.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 23rd day of December 2024. Today being Monday, the 23rd day of December 2024. That Abobochenkwo, therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers to draw nearer to your listening devices in order to listen to the voice of liberation, because this is Radio Biafra. It's a revolutionary radio. Radio Biafra, as you may know, is in defense of freedom. Do not forget that our leader is still in the enemy dungeon, in the Nigeria DSS dungeon. Just 1 second. As I was saying, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is still in the enemy dungeon, and we are clamoring and requesting nothing less than his unconditional release. Remember that IPOB is headed temporarily in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the Directorate of States, headed by Mazi Chinedu, who will be coming on air to address Biafrans on the first day of January 2024. First of January 2024. Mazi Chinedu will be addressing Biafrans. Please, you do not dare to miss the all-important address. And the time, as you may know, is 1 p.m. Biafra time. 1 p.m. Biafra time. That is the time of the address. 1 p.m. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you once again to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of liberation, the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of self-determination. Because all we are asking for is to be accorded the right to choose who or where we belong to be given the right to self-determination by organizing a plebiscite, a referendum, so that we can choose. We shall vote the same way Scotland has been voting in a plebiscite, the same way Atiku Abubakar, they voted, or should I say his father voted and he became a Nigerian, I think in 1961 or 1962. From Cameroon, they opted through a plebiscite, Adamawa, in order to become a Nigerian. That is what we are asking for in a peaceful manner. Because what we are doing, it is legal. What we are doing is legal in the Nigerian law, in the international law, in the African law, African Charter. Therefore, we are not breaking any law. That is why when you hear Nigeria or read the Nigerian news talking about or making any propaganda about IPOB, you know it's a lie. They are lying. Just like what they wrote that I think 23rd December is a fake news, please. Soldiers killed 13 IPOB members, Nnamdi kidnappers in Southeast. They go and kill innocent people. They gun down innocent people and they mask everything they are doing with fake news. Sometimes when they also catch ordinary criminals, they will label them IPOB. But they know that the whole world is laughing at Nigeria because they know that they lie. IPOB, we don't engage in criminality. That is number one. The Nigerian soldier, Nigerian military has been killing Biafrans, and that is why on today's news, there is a report going on. Being 23rd of today, being 23rd of December 2024, there is a report that how troops of Nigerian military raided over 300 communities in Southeast, displaced 180,000 residents. You see it. It's a report, and I will read it a bit. Now, this is today's news headline. Today's news headline. How troops of Nigerian military raided over 300 communities in Southeast, displaced 180,000 residents in our land. The Nigerian military, in its continued onslaughts on the southeastern states, have allegedly raided no fewer than 300 Igbo communities under the guise of fishing out members of the indigenous people of Biafra. A new report has revealed. Do you see that? Oh, now you ask, why is Nigeria killing? Do you see that what we have been talking about Nigerian forces gunning down our people, our youths, and burning villages? We are not. It's not propaganda. That is reality. That is what is going on. And you know, I said it here that we are under occupation. We Biafrans, we are under occupation. But the worst part of it is that, or the saddest part of it is this: many of our people don't even care. Many of our people don't care. They thought that the solution to this problem is running away, running to Lagos, running to any other part of Nigeria. No, that is not, or going abroad. No, that is not the solution. That is worsening the problem. Because this is what Nigerian government wants, to drive us all out, so that people in the southeast, in Igbo land, in Biafra land, will be weak, only weak people. Few youths and mostly young, children and elderly people only. And you know that nature abhors vacuum. You know that nature abhors vacuum. That is it. So, let me read about the report a bit. The Nigerian military, in its continued onslaughts on the southeastern states, have allegedly raided no fewer than 300 Igbo communities. So, as I was saying, let me continue reading a bit. The Nigerian military, in its continued onslaughts on the southeastern states, have allegedly raided no fewer than 300 Igbo communities under the guise of fishing out members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB members. A new report has revealed. Why are they? Okay, what have the indigenous people of Biafra done to them? What have we committed? The whole people that Nigerian government took to court as members of IPOB, none of them has been convicted. All has been released under the Nigerian law that they committed no crime. But why is Nigeria doing this? They kill us extrajudicially. Nonsonkwa went inside and went to the tiger base, and he witnessed what is happening to our people with other people's testimonies, what they are seeing. They are harvesting our organs, our people's organs, killing our people, all in a bid in order to diminish our numbers, our populations. Let me continue reading. The military authorities who have been condemned for the militarization of the region were accused of burning down over 6,000 houses and displacing at least 180,000 residents. They talk about 6,000 houses. This is official record. You know, when they talk about 6,000 officially, add another zero to make it 60,000 at least in the real sense of it, because not all are documented. Do you see what we are suffering in our land? Are you here? Are you listening? The report was released on Sunday by the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, and titled Nigeria, Ocean of Innocent Blood Flowing in the Southeast, and the Human Rights Made in Nigeria. The new report chronicled the secret arrest and trial of Southeast residents in 7 states of Niger, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Kaduna, Zamfara, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, while alleging that other residents were dumped to die or subjected to kangaroo trials inside the Wawa Army cantonment in Niger State. The report partly read, "The ocean of innocent blood flowing in the east represents graphic, shocking, and chilling account of the Nigerian military and other security forces, police crack squads, secret police, sub-state actor, killer vigilantes, and the killer government task forces, siege and terror, armed the state actor conduct atrocities in the east since August 2015. It further captures the untold story of what is going on in the region with regard to violent criminal activities by armed non-state actors, including government-linked and non-government-linked armed non-state actors. Relatedly, the Human Rights Made in Nigeria is a compilation of relevant and available local, regional, and international human rights, humanitarian and universal human rights, and rule of law compliant legal provisions, and the safeguards regulating the lawful and unlawful conducts and activities of armed citizens in Nigeria or any part thereof, including armed state actors and armed non-state actors, and their commanders or leaders, elders, and abettors. This is a report of what is going on in our land, and this is what we have been shouting. Now, let me ask: do these people, or do Nigeria think that they will continue holding us down with violence and intimidation? The answer is no. The answer is no. The more they kill us, the more we become radicalized, the more we become focused, the more we become, we become determined in order to continue what we are doing. How can you subjugate a people to this manner of extreme violence? How? And the worst part of it is there are wars going on in the north. The northern part of Nigeria is a home for different terrorist organizations, international terrorist organizations. But do you know what? They don't station Nigerian militaries over there to carry out all these genocides. No, they massage them. They give orders to the Nigerian military in order to capture, just telling them to capture all these terrorists alive, not to harm them, not to shoot at them. And for every Boko Haram member to be captured alive, average of 6 Nigerian soldiers have to die. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see what is going on in our land? They are killing us and they are shouting more. And you know what? The Nigerian media is not talking about this. They are instrumental in maintaining the propaganda against IPOB. That is the saddest part of it. And the international community, they are watching, doing nothing. They are promoting Nigerian government. But all these killings, all these destructions of our lives and properties will never debar us, will never stop us. Instead, it makes us more, it makes us more stronger. Why is Nigerian government aided directly, supported by Britain, doing this to us? Why? All that we are asking is for us to be accorded the opportunity to self-determine our future. That is the only thing. Through a plebiscite, through a referendum. Are we not human being enough in order to undergo this? Are we not human being enough? The world is focused on Middle East and Eastern Europe, Russia and Ukraine, whereas atrocities are being committed in our land every day. Since 1970 to today, our land has been militarized. Since 1970 to today. How can a people continue living like this? How? Living under occupation, under colonization. No. This is the reason why we are all calling. This is the reason why we are calling every Biafran This is why we are calling on every Biafran, in order to support what we are doing. I am telling you, we are calling every Biafran in order to support what we are doing, because what we are doing is fighting for our survival. We are fighting for our survival. Are you hearing me? This is what we are doing to save our race from extermination. The number of Biafrans being killed, massacred from 1970 to today is more than 20 to 30 times the number being killed in the genocidal war. I can assure you that. It's very, very sad indeed. But we must continue. The only solution is for us to join hands together in order to continue what we are doing. Support IPOB. Support ESN. They want to exterminate us. Why? Because they want to turn our land into just a place. A land that is supplying raw materials. Nothing more. A land that is supplying raw materials. Because, as you may know, The Europeans are, what they are doing is implementing Hitler policy on Africa. What do I tell you? What am I saying? The Europeans, what they are doing is they are implementing Hitler's policy in Africa to make Africa a farmland, because that was the policy of the policy of Hitler during the Second World War. But now the Europeans are doing it. The West is doing it in a different way, in a more diplomatic manner. Are you understanding what I'm saying? What I'm telling you is the reality. They continue destroying our lives, making us to be dependent on them. They don't want Africa to rise up at all. That is why they encourage corruption, they encourage corruption of the politicians, so that they will be able to put their own stooges in power. That is exactly what is there. That is exactly what they are doing. And that is the democracy that they have, the type of democracy they impose in Africa. So that if you go there, if you enter power, in order to do what? In order to serve the population, they will rise up another position and promote the person through democracy. Promote him or her in order to, and put him there to replace you. That is the reality. And that is what they call democracy. So that we become, they want to convert us to become perpetually dependent on them. Today they are trying everything. They have programmed it that Africa must be food dependent on them. That is why you are seeing, what do you call it? Fulani terrorists that we call headsmen, destroying our farmlands. That is what is going on. Let me also play this revelation once again here, since early this year, made by the Sierra Leonean first lady. Let me play it again. I've been playing it here, but let me play it again. Let me play it again for you to know.
Unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you.
They use the system because the system is in their hands. Who are the big brothers? The West. They use it because they created the system that we are functioning with. Nigerian system is created by them. Nigeria is created by Britain. And the system is in the hands of the West. Do you see it? So, when you come up like a P2B, they have turned the P2B into a motivational speaker. You come to serve your people, to provide solutions to the economic and financial problems of the people. They say no. They put another person. They say no, this is not, you are not in charge. Because they are in charge of the system. Let people understand it. That is why when I see people trying to downgrade the function or the action or the effect of colonization on us, on Africa, it makes me sad, because I see it as ignorance. Do you see how they killed Gaddafi? Is it not colonization? Exactly. That is it. Gaddafi, his plan is to draw Africans to, to be, be based on our natural resources. Gold. Africa has gold, but we don't have gold reserves in Africa. It's very sad. Do you know of recent Mali opened a lithium mining? Lithium. What France has been enjoying secretly digging. You know lithium. Lithium is there for building these electric vehicles, even different gadgets, including weapons. Lithium. Today, Mali is in charge. This is what France has been. You know, France went and built their garrison on top of the lithium mine, thousands of kilometers square. Thousands of kilometers square. If not hundreds of thousands of kilometers square. And no Mali military is allowed to enter there. They round it up, build their garrison there, their military garrison there. And inside there, they are mining and taking out lithium and other rare earths, rare minerals. Do you see the effects of colonization? Do you see that? That's why I used to ask, how do we change this status quo? It's a question that is always ricocheting in my mindset. It's a question. Because these people are the people running our daily lives, for your information. They command, they tell Tinubu what to do every day. Because it is naive for people, or for some of our people, to underestimate neocolonialism in our lives today. We blame ourselves, yes, because we have a part to play. But we should never underestimate the direct actions of the West in our lives. Because they put any person, they are controlling us through the system. That is what this woman is trying to insinuate.
Unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources.
A country's first lady is lamenting this, that they are not given opportunities in order to make decisions on their natural resources. And when you cannot make decisions on your natural resources, what's it? You know, our crude oil, the crude oil in our land, the gas, is controlled by foreign governments, direct. There is no meter where crude oil is being loaded. It's controlled by Shell, Total, all of them. They drill, they sell out anything they tell NNPC, Nigerian government, that is what they record. They can drill 5 million barrels a day, and they'll tell them today is 1.5 million, and the 3.5 is gone. That is the sad reality we are facing. So sometimes when all this or some of all these our politicians, when they look, they say, you know, black man, Nigeria in general, Nigerian in particular, if you cannot beat them, you join them. Nah, there is nothing I can do to change the system. Nah, make we go join them and take my own, still my own. That is the only solution. If I say let me go and change the status quo, my brother, they will kill me, and I die and finish. That is the mindset of average Nigerian. So you know, and he mostly even Igbo politician. Now make we go now you go change everything. Now you go change anything. I beg, stay there and I'll go and die. These are some of the things they are telling secretly Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the dungeon. They will visit him and tell him, you want to die? Stay here now and die. There is nothing you can do. Just play ball and come out there and know how you play your ball in order to deceive the people, and so that they will also believe that you are doing the thing, and come out and again. Man die but once, so this world you cannot come. You know, they will be giving him discouraging statements. so that you compromise, because that is how many of them are. That is how some of them that think that they're growing politically in order to change something positively. Like Peter Obi. I know that I have been surrounded and told the reality. So, oh boy, the way you are going, there is nothing you can do in Nigeria. So, just even if they, although they will not allow him, but even if you enter there, oh boy, find your mouth, that's it. That is what the West is doing. That is very sad. We are in a world of injustice, a world whereby people are intimidated, subjugated. They want us to live in total subjugation forever. Not that they will do and after they stop. No, they want us to continue living in subjugation.
There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone.
Of course, I agree. Just like Nigeria. I think yesterday people prayed for Nigeria in churches and the mosques. This Christmas, people will be praying for Nigeria. Very sad indeed. Without peace, there will be no development of a country. Without peace. And without justice and equity, there will be no peace. That is why Nigeria can never, ever succeed. It's impossible. Because I read for you what they are causing in our land. How they are killing us, burning houses. The report has come out. Thousands displacing. They have killed hundreds of thousands of Biafrans, according to official report, and destroyed thousands of homes, burned thousands of homes. No peace. No justice. Without justice, there will be no peace. Are you hearing me? So, this is what the woman is crying. Is the person in power. They are in power. So, if somebody as a president is saying like this, then what do you think? That is how they will turn around and say Africa is poor. But they destroyed Gaddafi. Gaddafi that tried in order to remove Africa from being dollar dependent, in order to depend on their own gold, because we have gold, we have diamond. In world producers, highest world producers of gold and diamond in Africa. We have in Botswana, in South Africa, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, even in Nigeria, in Guinea, in different parts of Africa. They want us to remain perpetually poor like this. That is the reality.
Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumuna, is run by the British. And we still don't have light.
The electricity is run by United UK company. Do you know that electricity normally it should be under national security, but it's being run by foreigners, and see they are not giving them electricity? Do you see that Africa is still under direct colonization? Do you see that? That's why Putin said he will help any African country that genuinely wants freedom, wants liberation, genuine independence. Not the flag independence that they did. Say they have independence.
We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country? We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why, with all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put? Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting, they said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that? Basically, a company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do for our health system? What is $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing. We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we celebrate independence, because we are not free.
We are not free. The woman said it all. Is it Fatou Bio, the first lady, Sierra Leone first lady? How can you take out of $100 million? Now you give the country $10,000, 0.00001%. Out of $100 million, the country receives a token, a peanut of $10,000. Imagine that. Do you know why we say all these things? In order to provoke you, to make you create awareness, for you to understand. That is why we are always, I'm crying here for my people to understand what these people have done and continue doing in our lives. The people that give us religion. You know, when we revolutionize our mindset, you know, awareness is the first step. When the population understands that, look, we are in this type of problem, now we start looking for solution. But when we don't understand it, and they use one thing or the other, religion or anything, in order to blind us to continue believing that everything is okay, that is where there is complete problem. This is what they are doing to us. They created systems that serves them, and we are under that system. The population, African population, Nigerian population is under that system, whereas that system is created by the West. So, what do you expect? Listen to what this man also said about the plan for Africa. Listen.
African and third world debt different from the American debt. Number one, America is never going to pay its debt.
He said Africa and third world debts is different from American debts. Number one, he said America will never pay their debts. America. That America debt is different from African debt. Because number one, America is not going to pay their debt. Never. It's not going to pay their debt. Never. Because the debt is in American dollars.
It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. Africa has to earn the US dollars.
Africa has to earn US dollars in order to pay their debts, because their debt is in US dollars. You cannot carry Naira, travel to America and start changing Naira. It's impossible. But you take dollars to Nigeria and you change it. So the debt is calculated in dollars. America is not going to pay their debt. Forget about all those. America also they owe trillions. If they want, let them owe decallion or zillion dollars. It's their currency. They pay. Highest thing, they print more money. They print more money and okay, they have paid.
And the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food.
He said the only way the Africa or the African president not to pay their debt is not to be assassinated for growing their food. Or to end, the only way to end the US dollars by the African leaders is not to be assassinated for growing their own food. I don't know whether people understand what this thing means. So, for you to understand, like what I previously said, that Bill Gates' agenda is there. Hitler's agenda policy for Africa. Hitler's policy for Africa is what the Europeans are doing. It's what they are implementing, but in a more diplomatic manner. After the First World War, the other European countries, they share the German colonies in Africa, like in Togoland, in Cameroon, in other places, I think Namibia, Zimbabwe, all these places. They shared them between England and France. That is why they remove anything, they depose Germany of any possession of African soil. So, actually, they shared us. The world Africa is an insult to us before God and man. When you look at the real sense of it, we are living a life of insult. Every African, we are just as an African, we are living a subjugated life till today. One, we are living under the colonial, Berlin Conference borders. They created borders for us. That is number one. We didn't dare to change it like the Indians did. That is the difference, the major difference between Africa and Asia countries. Many Asia countries they were colonized, but they regained their sovereignty, cultural sovereignty, and border sovereignty. They reshuffled themselves and got real independence. That is why today you go to places like even in Vietnam, we call Indochina. Some of all those places we are colonized by either England or France. But we are not completely colonized because they didn't accept everything from their colonial masters. These are people that they have been fighting, everything, in Africa, this is where we accepted everything the colonial, the imperialists brought. We swallowed everything. They made us swallow everything, including our system or their system. In Asia today, you can see they modeled their governments according to their way of life. Some Asia countries retained their monarchy. Are you hearing me? The same thing in northern part of Africa, like Morocco. They retained their monarchy. Does it prevent them from, progressing? It made them progress more because they retained who they are. But we lost every salt we have as a people. They bonded us into Nigeria, bonded us to be together by force in Nigeria. And we are suffering. This is what we are suffering till today. Now, let me continue what this man is saying, please.
its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. Africa has to earn the US dollars, and the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent and
Do you know that growing our food, what we eat, is the waste they put it, they count it as a threat to their interest. Do you know that? Do you know that poverty that is in Nigeria, it is to the interest of the West? Do you know that? Do you know that we farming, Africans are farming what they eat, being food sufficient, is considered a threat to the West, because they have to sell their wheat, they have to sell their food, they have to sell all the rubbish they are sending to Nigeria. They have to sell them. Do you see that? So that is why they are making sure. For this thing used to also make me think. I say, why is it that, let me say, in Nigeria, we eat bread? Do you know that bread is not all that indigenous to us? Right from time. Bread. It was not indigenous to us. This white bread, bread every day. Do you know that it was not indigenous to us? All this make puff this and that. You do it with flour. This flour, this wheat flour, and we don't produce wheat. Do you know how much wheat or wheat flour that Nigeria is importing every year? Do you know how many billions of dollars? No, do you know these things? Why? Now, the question I want to ask ourselves is this. We have yam that has fine flour that can be turned into flour. Why are we not using yam to convert it into flour? You see that the world politics, world order is meant to subjugate mostly Africa to the lowest level. Do you now see, when we are campaigning, IPOB, we campaign for us to, for our people to go back to farming. That IPOB knows what they are doing. Because it is to the interests of the West for us to be food dependent. And that is what they use Brigade to be sponsoring it. Fulani herdsmen, destruction of farms everywhere in Nigeria. And they will be supplanting our natural seedlings with GMO. So that every year you must buy seeds as a farmer. Every year you must buy seeds. Because the seeds you buy this year, and they grew, yes, they grew well, you sell everything. You can never store for it to use them the next season. No, it's impossible. You finish everything, and next season you buy. Now they condition us and made us food dependent. Why don't we plant yams, cassava, and be doing cassava and yam flour in a large quantity that we can even disregard bringing in corn flour? Governance, I think you have outside. When you are outside, I mean outside the system, you are talking. When you are inside the system, you understand that you are being controlled. I'm telling you. The only thing that we are doing is to make the people understand, to open the eyes of the population. That is the only thing. So that, with the help of the population, a country can liberate herself from the shackles of this neo-colonialism. As it is happening in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. I will come to that. You know, if it is not with the support of the population, what is happening in, or what happened in Mali and Burkina Faso and Niger wouldn't have been possible. In Burkina Faso, France and their colleagues have been planting military coup, different uprisings in order to topple everything, as they did in 1987 against Thomas Sankara. But the population stands gidigam with the government. So we are in a horrible world. What I want people to understand this. What we are doing, it is not something, that is why when I see people joking with what we are doing, making rubbishing what we are doing, you see the content creator will come, and I know when Biafra will come, I will give you Biafra. These are people that are planted. They don't understand they don't understand. They thought that what we are doing is just joking in social media, and people are following them. It is so deep. What we are engaged in doing is so deep. It's not easy, but not impossible. It's not easy. It's not something that might come even today, tomorrow. No. We continue. It has no timetable. The only thing is that we continue opening the eyes of people. That is the greatest weapon you can use against the neo-colonialism. Because as an individual, you can't do nothing. It's not an individual thing. As they always say in religion, it's a personal experience. You know? When you meet a religious person, ask him this, and he will go to say, no, it's good for me. It's my experience, it is my personal experience. No, we are not talking about personal experience. We are talking about our collective experience. Something that should work for all of us, not for you as an individual. Because if you are taking a standard as maybe something that works for you because you have a good experience, it works for you, so it's good. No, it's not a standard. There are some armed robbers that he worked for. They killed the people and robbed things, they robbed bank. They were not caught. And they used money to open different businesses, and today they are doing okay. It doesn't make armed robbery to be a good thing. That is what people should understand. This is common sense. We are talking about a standard that is good for everybody as a collectivity. So what am I trying to say? Let me finish playing this. Let me finish playing what this man is saying, which is making a very big point. I put it on my timeline on Facebook.
What makes African and third world debt different from the American debt? Number one, America is never going to pay its debts. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in U.S. dollars. Africa has to earn the U.S. dollars, and the only way it can earn the U.S. dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent and doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops.
You know, the main principle of World Bank, their policy is no African country should grow their own food. Are you here? This is from the hierarchy. What is the name of the man? Michael Hudson or something like that. It's from the hierarchy talking. That is the thing. That is why World Bank gives wrong information, wrong method of governance to presidents like Chinedu. Make people pay more taxes. They want the people to suffer because they will increase the poverty. Have you ever had a World Bank giving ultimatum or giving ideas to Japan? Do you hear that? The answer is no. So the main policy or principle of creating a World Bank is to keep Africa poor. IMF, International Monetary Funds, so that Africa will never grow their own food. And the only food that they will be growing is to export, for exporting all these cash crops, cotton. They made Malians to be growing cotton. Some other people granite in the north. And cocoa in Ghana and Ivory Coast and some part of Yoruba land. Cocoa, hey, become the highest, the largest exporter of cocoa in the world. Look at. When the people that are farming all these cash crops, they are miserable because they cannot even consume the food. It's not eatable. Do you see the world economics? That is what is going on in this world. That is why, like in our land, we, urge our people to enter into farming what we eat. Food crops, yam, cocoa yam, all those things we eat. At least this December, there is people are harvesting yams. People will not be hungry. Look at what hunger costs in Okeja. I will come to that later. Look at what hunger costs in Okeja. Because our people depends on bagged rice from outside. We share rice. Imagine that, for example, it is yam being shared, and the yam was cultivated in our land. They farm everywhere, yam everywhere. Imagine. Before the advent of Europeans in Africa, Africans do not know what is hunger. Have you checked yourself or made researches about this? Before the Europeans came to Africa for business, Africans never knew what is hunger because they produce what they eat. Now, the Europeans came and changed our system of life, everything, and now mapped out lands that no, stop cultivating yam, cultivate cocoa. Stop cultivating this, cultivate so that you earn money. They refocused, they redirected our people's mindset from value to paper money. No, don't look for food, look for money. When you have money, you can buy food. They inserted this mentality in our brains, and the things fell apart in our land. So they made the policy. IMF, they can lend the government's money they will tell you what to produce, what to cultivate. You tell them, go and try to borrow money now in order to empower people, Nigerians, to cultivate the yam. IMF will say no, we cannot lend you that money. They can lend you money if you want to maybe produce cultivate granules, cultivate cotton, cultivate cocoa. They'll give you enough money because they know that they are increasing poverty. Because the people look at the people that are producing, that are cultivating cocoa everywhere from Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire. Just watch their documentaries. They are complaining, they are miserable, they cannot even eat 3 square meals. But imagine that they are cultivating other crops, African food crops. They don't need to complain because at least they are eating the food they are eating. Excess is what they sell. So what do they need? The highest thing you have as a human being is food. The most important thing, I should say, the most important thing in everybody's life is food. That is the first thing. Because as I'm talking, because I feed. If I never eat since yesterday, do you think that I will come out to start talking of Biafra on radio? No. Now you will not have no power. So the most important thing in life is food. That is where these people also went. They go there in order to control what we produce in our land. I said, before the advent of white people in our land, we Africans, our forefathers, our ancestors never knew what is hunger. They don't know what is hunger. Who are you? How will you be hungry? Whereas, they go and farm what they eat. Everything is made in our land. I say everything. Everything. If they cut a palm front, they use it to do kata. They use it to do also roofing for the house. So nothing is imported. It is when white men came that they started redirecting. Okay, from there, missionaries came and they started taking lands and bringing colonialists, colonizing our land. Now from there they started redirecting with brutal force. No, don't cultivate this. This land you must leave farming cassava, leave farming yam. This is what you'll be farming. I will be giving you money. We'll be paying you. Do you see that? Do you see how they misguided our brains till today? And we continue pursuing money. So they now confirmed it in World Bank. Made it as a policy. In order to remove Africans from cultivating what they eat, that you must be cultivating raw materials for them. So that with cocoa, you are cultivating, you must be made to be cultivating cocoa. And you'll be called the largest exporter of cocoa. How much are you exporting? Who is fixing the price? The buyers from Europe and America. They do chocolate. And, you know, they gain more than 10 times more than the miserable farmers gain. You do see it. You get a little money and start scavenging how you can buy yam, how you can buy cassava to eat. Do you see that? That is the way they have blessed Africa. That we should never grow our own food. That is why we are still urging our people, please. Any slight, let us, we know how to defy things. Any challenge, I defy. We defy that. Even. Let us continue this agricultural revolution in our land. Any slightest space you have in Mobobogi or anywhere, man, in your compound, a koji, different things you have to eat. That is what we are being soliciting, because in the actual honestly, and they are not doing it that okay in the next 10 years they will stop. No, they continue increasing, doing more and more and progressing, so that what makes them happy, let me tell you, so that you know, when they look at their embassies in Nigeria, Spanish embassy, every time Nigerians are even sleeping at the gate or opposite the gate of a Spanish embassy, American embassy, in order to wake up early in the morning to deposit, in order to, through their agents, do you know how much the West is making only through visa application fee? Do you know how much? Every blessed day. Do you know that these are things that we don't even think about? Do you know how much? Do you know how many applicants every day? Let's say case study from Nigeria. You know, out of 10,000 people we apply to get a German visa, they will give only 10. And those 10,000 we pay non-refundable visa application fee. Why do you think that government is not putting mouth in this matter? Because they will shun them. It doesn't, hey, shut up, we put you there. It doesn't concern you. Leave it. So they are reaping everybody, Africans everywhere. That is why I am also mad. And you know, as they are reaping us economic wise, even religion. Yesterday we have gone churches and contributed money. Many of our people, you give offering, you do thanksgiving. They will carry some of the money to Rome, to England, and to America or to Yoruba land. Buy for Zuri, where? Buy for a beacon. Fry, nowhere. The Nigerian police and military are ripping us on the way every day. They are collecting. Fry beacon. Fry, I'm asking. Where will you tell me? When you are low, when you are on the lowest level, you suffer. Because no pity. Once you're on the ground, no pity for you. So that is why we are trying to create this awareness, so that you become annoyed and become, remove ignorance from your life. Because when people become awakened, they will rise up to fight for their rights. That is it. But the imperialists, the colonialists are counting on our ignorance. They are counting using our people's emotions in order to hold us hostage. That is it.
Should grow its own that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. To export, in order to have an oversupply of cocoa and other tropical raw materials, to keep down the price, they must buy their grain from the United States or
they must buy their grains from the United States or Europe. Do you remember last year or 2 years during this Russian-Ukrainian fight? America used it as a politics. Russia, they are blocking no more food for no grain for Africa. Do you remember last time? I think it's either this year, yes. Ukraine even dashed some grain to Nigeria. This is what they want. When we talk about grain, this is for making flour. You grind it and get flour, which you use in your cake, in your puff puff, in making your bread every day. You consume every day. Why are we educated? Tell me. What is the need of education? When you cannot convert yam flour to use it to be doing bread, something that is produced in our land. What am I even talking? A country where they drill crude oil, but they import finished products, benzene, and all the rest. One, they buy it one, spending trillions of dollars. What am I thinking? What am I saying? This is the mess we are in. This is the complete mess we are in. We are under foreign influence. And the only solution is the awakening of most of our people to understand the problems we are in, so that we can join hands together to be doing something. Because IPOB, this is what IPOB is doing. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw and said, no, I cannot stay like this without doing nothing. I'm telling you. And that is what we are echoing here. So that you wake up. So that you understand that we are in a complete mess. So that you become obedient and disciplined to the orders of IPOB leadership. For you to understand that, look, we need to, if we fail in what we are doing, we are gone. Because the people, these colonialists, they are the most brutal Homo sapiens on earth. I say the most brutal.
Europe, so that if they do something that we don't like, we can sanction them. We can say, we're going to starve you. We're going to not export any grain to you.
That is it. They sentence us to be, farming export crops so that they can control us. Anytime we do what they don't want, we go the way they don't want, they say, no, we are not going to give you grain, food. We are not going to give you food. We are not going to give you rice. But do you know that if we replace this wheat flour with yam and cassava flour, I know we have it in our place, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Our people should be, researching more on how to, increase productivity of yams. These are food. These are yam. Imagine that you have yam. I could remember when we were small, my father used to have yam pan. During a time like this December time, November, December, nothing like thinking of food as a food. No, it's not done in our place. No, it's not done. Because yam food ban now. Cocoa yam there one side, yam there the other side. So there is nothing like hunger. If you don't do whatever we call it mini Y. Now you know anyhow you want it, and there will be no hunger. But when we only specialize on looking for money, so that you use money, go and buy, that is where you become conscious when dollar fall and when dollar rise up, because we are imported. That is why we are conscious of dollar. Oh, you see somebody in Onisha market, Onisha or Chanja market. I'll say, nah, dollar. Why? Because everything is importation. If we are producing what we consume, what concerns you concern dollar? What is your problem with dollar? You know, different things. So what is it? This is part of the fight we are in, please. And we must continue. So let me also go to some other news headlines. As I said, Niger Republic summons Nigeria diplomats over alleged destabilization plot. Is on day before yesterday's news headline on Punch. A foreign minister of junta ruled Niger has summoned the Chad affairs at the Nigerian embassy, accusing the neighboring nation of serving as a rear base to destabilize the country. Niger State Television said, that is Niger State Television said, relations between Nigeria and its northern Sahel neighbor, Niger, have been tense since the military took over in Niamey 2023 and broke away from the economic community of West African states. Rightly so. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, who is currently head of the ECOWAS bloc, had briefly considered a regional military intervention, yes. However, ties warmed in August when Abuja and Niamey resumed the security cooperation that has been put on hold since the coup. Yet relations have soared again with the fresh claims leading to the summoning of the Nigerian Chad affairs on Wednesday. Despite efforts to normalize relations, we regret that Nigeria has not given up on serving as a rear base for the destabilization of Niger Republic with the complicity of some foreign powers and officials of the former regime to whom it offers refuge. Yes. This is the problem in Africa. I read the news the time Tinubu traveled to France. Tinubu traveled to France. Was hobnobbing with France. Whereas the neighboring Niger and other African countries are courageously running away, distancing themselves from their colonial France. What do you think about it? To the extent that they are, even Tinubu considers bringing, if not that they have brought even, French military base. The problem with African countries is this: because Tinubu is not there on his own accord. There are people that put it there, and Tinubu feels insecure with the Northerners. For your information, forget about all those mouth services. Tinubu is highly afraid of being killed anyhow by the Northerners. That is why he ran to France. He ran to France because he's not even comfortable with only Britain. There is something going on. He ran to France in order to safeguard himself from his northern foes. And nothing goes for nothing. That is it. Nothing goes for nothing. France have to tell him, okay, we can do it, but look, because he had even friendship with France before even coming to power. Remember, every time he used to go to France. Every time, even before he came to power. So, and the Northerners, they are not going to accept Nigeria, accept you as a Igbo man or Yoruba man, as a Nigerian. Whereas maybe dumping their brothers in Niger Republic. It is not done. It is not done. They are the same people. And we are okay with that. That is why we want Nigeria to be separated to its natural nations. But why are people, why the Northerners are playing this thing for Nigeria? Because of the oil blocks they have in our land. Because of the oil in our land. As they say, oil in Biafra belongs to Jigawa. Oil in Imo State, it belongs to Jigawa. In Yebema, it belongs to Jigawa. As long as we are all Nigerians. Unless they are defeated in a war, they will leave the oil. Do you see what a person, people that you say you are in the same country, what they are vomiting? And still, many of our people do not even understand the type of problem we are in. Instead, they are segregating against, divided against themselves, against removing themselves from their brothers. Let me read this also. Group false alleged proposed French military base in Nigeria. That was on 6th December, about 2 weeks back. The coalition of northern groups on Friday opposed alleged plans to establish a French military base in Nigeria, describing the move as unconstitutional and detrimental to the nation's sovereignty. Nigerian government have been denying this. Do you think that there is no smoke without fire? Let me tell you something. The problem with Africa is this. They can never organize themselves or be in unity to fight off their foreign enemy. No. Instead, some will collide, some will collaborate. The fall of Africa started when Africans started collaborating with foreigners, white people, Europeans, to sell their own brothers. That is the hammer that breaks the yokes, the camel's bones in Africa. And that is where Africa fell woefully till today. Even the people, the Europeans, the white people that enjoyed or gained, benefited from this, they hate Africa till today. Because of that move that started in 15th century. What I'm telling you is a historical fact. Only Africans collaborated with foreigners that they don't know where they come from, to start selling their products for their own private gain. And is that selfishness still going on today? It is. That is why when you tell somebody, tell me the benefit of maybe the religion we are being imposed today in our, it tell you that no, is tell me our benefit, collective benefit. He said no, my personal experience. Is talking about I, because that selfishness has continued till today. What matters to him is his own interest, that's his benefit, my personal experience. You ask him, look at our land, how ravaged our land is, despite the presence of religious centers everywhere. He doesn't care. No, me, my personal experience. This is what killed Africans. I'm telling you. And it is too much in our own land, in Biafra land, in Igbo land. Personal interest. Greed. Remember that, slavery has been going on everywhere around the world. The Europeans, they were buying slaves, they were enslaving themselves. If they go war, they conquer the Visigoths, they conquer the Witizens, they took them slaves. The Germans, the Vikings, they took slaves, but the same race, the same white people. Asians, the same thing. They took slaves from because they have tribal wars everywhere in the world. They fought tribal wars in Europe more than in Africa. I continue maintaining this. These are historical facts. But do you know what? What Africa did not understand is, even in the midst of brotherly fight, that if any foreigner comes to side any of them, those brothers will join to or should join together. Africa never understand this, even till today. Do you know that is the reason why Christianity is propagated heavily in our land, has footing in our land, in Igbo land. You know, I've said this several times. What I'm telling you is historical facts. CMS, Christian Missionary Society, he came to, first of all, came to Obosi. First of all. No, sorry, Onitsha. CMS. He came to Onitsha first. And they allowed it. Not that they are interested in what they are talking, but because they were having land issues. You know, normal brotherly quarrel issues sometimes. That kind of clannish problem because of land or anything. They used to have problem with the Obusi. Now, these people, CMS now came and they welcomed them. White people, they saw white people say, oh boy, we have white friends, so people that can help us to fight our brothers. That is the deadliest mistake. And when they established in Onitsha, now Catholic also later came. They saw what they are doing. You know, these people, they are smart. I know they informed, I think it's even CMS went and informed the Catholics, say, these people, they are having problem with the opponent. Go there, the opponent. And you will have a stronghold. And Catholic entered Obosi. Obosi welcome, they say, okay, on half white people, we have also foreigners. So that's it. Yeah. And they measure with foreigners. Before you know, the rest is history. That is the same thing. The same way they collaborated with foreigners in order to sell their own product. That is the lack of understanding. When you study the wars, even in China, they used to fight. When they were fighting tribal wars in China, when Japan as a foreigner came to invade them to take advantage of their civil wars, the two Chinese warring factions and tribes, they called themselves, they had a truce. They called themselves and said, oh boy, we have foreigners, so yes, we are killing ourselves. But if we venture to allow this foreigner to come, and Japan is even a next door neighbor, which has the same color. If you allow this next door, if this foreigner to come and join one of us, one side, to fight against the other side, all of us will end up becoming slaves in their hands. So it's better we continue fighting as our brothers, no problem. But now, this threat, Japanese threat, let us unite and fight off our foreign. Let us make Japan our common enemy. Now, if we finish, we can continue our fighting, no problem. It's a brotherly fighting. If we fight, we settle. That is why when they ask our leader, oh, the Biafra, you are talking about Igbo, they will kill themselves if they have Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said what? He says it's better we kill ourselves than foreigners killing us. That is one thing our people should understand. You know, when they are using this Greek pig, Asare Dokobo, to kill his own brothers, distancing us as Igbo people, kill them, you kill them. Once we are subdued as Igbo people, you are nothing. You become, slaves forever. That is one thing our people should understand. Never, it doesn't matter how you quarrel and fight with your own brother. Never allow or side with foreigners against your own brother. It doesn't matter the type of problem you have with your brother. This is something Africans should know. It's something that is escaping our mindset, African people's mindset. They make problem with their brothers to the extent they even had their brothers to go and bring foreigners to come and kill their own brothers. It's happening in Igbo land. Thinking that the foreigner will like them. It's very, very sad indeed. So, you see what Tinubu is doing? What he is doing? Trying to undermine security in Niger Republic. I think that Northerners should do something about it. Do you think that when they were protesting in the north and they rose, I think either in Casino or in Bauchi or in one of those northern states, Russian flag, do you think that it's out of a blue? They kite fly. They use children in order to raise the flag. Do you think Tinubu is looking for security? Do you remember when he said that he has no blueprint before becoming the president? He has no blueprint. Because if he has a blueprint, if you have a blueprint, if he has a blueprint, he will be killed. So that's why he played along and enter. Who do you think that will kill him? They're not on us. They're not on us. He agreed with them. Okay, I will do this. I will do that. Before you know, Pami enter power and run to France, because you know that France is their enemy and the enemy of the North. Because the Northerners can never leave their brothers in Niger. They are one people. It's not like us that you see Igbo man in debt and say, no, I'm a debt and I'm a reverse man. I'm not Igbo. Do you think that the Fulani, they have that time? They call us that we are stupid. And when they want to kill us as Igbo people, they kill a Ijo. If they see Ijo in Kanu, they kill. You start explaining, no, Ijo is not Igbo. There's a shot on Yamari, chop off his head. Because they see us as equatorial primitive people from equatorial forests. I'm telling you. Whereas the Northerners are maintaining their brotherly. Look, northern borders in Niger with Niger Republic, many of the borders are not manned. They enter and go free as they want. That is why terrorism everywhere. Do you know that? Do you know that? But you are busy in our own side, distinguishing yourself that I am from Eka, I am Eka, I speak Eka, I'm not Igbo. The Northerners, they take us as very foolish set of people. That is why they don't care. They treat us like slaves, I'm telling you. Because when they look at the mentality, they say, no, these people are useless. Whereas they look, Buhari built railway line from Nigeria, from north, Kanu, to Maradi in Niger Republic. People talk that time. Nigerian issue is 1 day, 2 days noise. They know everywhere. The railway line is still functioning, whereas he never cared about what happened. When Buhari was in power in 1982-83 as a military president of Nigeria, he supported the Idi Omaru to become OAU president as against Ogben Nayon. Do you know that? He was a president of Nigeria, something that have never happened any place in this world. It took place. Julius Nyerere of Tanzania was begging him that time to give us Ogben Nayon, because Ogben Nayon was the interim president of OAU that time. So they need to do vote in order to confirm his presidency. But Buhari supported somebody from Nigeria, but he's a Fulani man. He's on record till today. So how do you think that they look at you as a foolish person? Imagine that it's maybe German. He will look at Igbo man and say, hey, no, be my brother. Now my this and that. Oh, we are, I don't know. We continue, many of our people continue being primitive minded. Whereas those people up in the north, they are open-minded for themselves. You can never see an Hausa man from Castina telling you that or distinguishing himself that the other one will tell him I'm Kanu Hausa. I'm not Castina Hausa. Have you heard it before? No, I am Kanu Fulani. I am not Borno Fulani. Have you heard it before? It's only in our land. They see the primitivity in our mindset and they are using it to our detriment. They will come and connive, tell you that Igbo man, oh, don't associate with Igbo man. No. You are different, you are not Igbo. At the back, they will go and laugh. They say, look at the Omo monkey. Don't worry, we'll use them. And they will be contracting Asari Dokobo, giving him gun, go and kill Igbo people in Imo State, destroy them. Without him understanding what he's doing, he's eating and being like a toad. This is the sorry situation we are in. That is why I say the mentality, slave mentality, or conniving with foreigners to sell our people, it has not diminished in many of our mentality, our people's mentality. That is why we are here shouting day and night. This is the restoration of Biafra. For our brains to be restored first. Are you hearing what I'm saying? For our brains to be restored first. Our people are divided, mentally segmented. Bonima will say, I'm not Igbo. But he speaks Igbo. This one will say, I'm different. This one will say, how can you fight these monsters individually? One community. Are you not because maybe they will gather you and give you money and tell you, no, associate yourself with Igbo. The other people, they will gather you and say, no. If you act separate, we will develop your land. No, remove Igbo from your destiny. We will develop. This is, they are making you, enslaving you more and more, estranging you from your people. United, we do this thing. Now, before I open the lines, let me read the IPOB press release of today. IPOB press release of 23rd day of December 2024. IPOB sympathizes with Ndibo over the death of our women during palliative distribution. The Directorate of State, DOS of the Great Family of the Indigenous People of Biafra, led by Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, commiserate with Ndibo, particularly the people of Okeja community, over the sudden deaths of our people, mostly the women who went to collect the food items and palliative distributed by philanthropists in their community. The death of over 22 women when a stampede erupted during the collection of free food items organized by an Okeja philanthropist popularly known as Obi Jackson. It is noted that the philanthropic action of distributing free food items to women in the Okeja community and beyond by Obi Jackson during Christmas has been going on for years. His good gestures should not be discouraged or demonized. In a sane country, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that poverty is not weaponized. Nigeria, as a country that has failed her citizens, is the reason people like Obi Jackson stepped in to provide palliative for the poverty-stricken citizens. Nigerian politicians have weaponized poverty, which is why more than 80 Nigerians have died so far in December 2024 in Anambra State, Abuja, and Ibadan. As such, Obi Jackson will not be blamed for lending support to the hungry citizens that resulted in the unfortunate deaths. However, anyone that wishes to distribute palliatives in the future should ensure that proper procedures are put in place to avoid stampede and other harms to our people. In the future, such free food distribution can be done in villages instead of one central place with an overwhelming crowd, and security must be put in place to assure orderly distribution of the food. Finally, there is a saying that goes like this: teach a man how to fish, and he will eat for a lifetime. But if you give a man a fish, he will only eat one meal. Therefore, we must avoid the repeat of the ugly event of December 21st, 2024, by empowering and employing our people to reduce the state of engineer the poverty that is ravaging Nigeria. To address this poverty menace, IPOB is calling on all Igbo philanthropists to stop sharing food items to the people. Instead, provide for them the seedlings for planting, so that they can go back to the farm to produce what they will eat. Empower our people to go back to the farm by sharing natural seedlings as a means of reducing hunger in the village, in the land. Also, we encourage wealthy Igbos to help struggling youths to go into useful endeavors and helpful employment to address the issue of poverty. Most importantly, IPOB have called on our people to bring their investments, factories, businesses, ministries, and our agencies home to our Igbo to create employment opportunities for our teeming youths. Ndi Igbo are known for our hardworking and self-sustaining way of life. IPOB commends the effort of Igbo philanthropies. However, we wish to discourage the sharing of food items. We must not create a culture of dependency like what is obtainable in the northern region of the so-called Nigeria. IPOB once again sympathizes with everyone who has lost a relative during the rice collection stampede in Okeja, Anambra State. We hope such an ugly incident will not happen again. Most importantly, IPOB calls on Ndi Igbo and Biafrans to activate the agricultural and industrial revolution in order to address the state-sponsored weaponization of poverty in Nigeria, particularly in Biafra land. We will not allow this to happen again. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for the indigenous people of Biafra. This is it. What happened on Saturday is highly despicable. This is why IPOB is calling for agricultural revolution. Why not we make in our land, in Igbo land, in Biafra land, it becomes a law that every child must either go to school or go to boy or learn handwork. Do you know how long it will go? Do you know how long this thing will go? If maybe your parents are not, are not wealthy enough in order to sponsor their children to school, send them to learn trade, either to learn buying and selling in Weber boy, or let them go and learn mechanic, electrician, any type of hand or welding job. Any type of, instead of Hana Wari Niro. Do you know how long it will go? If it becomes a law in our land that we don't want to see any youths now wombling around on the road during working hours, do you know how long it will go? These are things that should be encouraged even in religious, in churches, by the GOs and pastors, instead of promoting miracle. These are things, we are a people that work hard. We are not for it. Instead of churches promoting all this miracle, no, these are no, tomorrow is your year. 2025 is your year. This and that. Be teaching people in order to be pushing their children. If they are not going to school, they must go and learn handwork, or they must go and learn do boy, indenture the servitude. It's normal. So, these people have died. The children that died among them, maybe they can be the next Emma Wale tomorrow. Maybe they can be another revolutionist. You don't even know, but they have died. You see that? Philip Emawale said he is a product of Nigerian, a child that suffered kwashiorkor in Nigerian war. Had it been he died, he wouldn't have discovered the supercomputer, the calculus. Do you see that? So that is why we must protect ourselves. That is why this agricultural revolution is very important. And our people, our philanthropies, they are not to be blamed. Because you know the system also, Nigerian system is what is one thing. But once, because you know, one thing is this, Nigeria wants to homogenize us to become like Almajiris, so that we'll be dependent on handouts. We'll be dependent on handouts. I saw also a brother that he said somebody sponsored him to share. I saw it on Facebook. To share whether 15 bags of rice, and he rebagged it half bags, that is 25 kg. When he went to market to give to people that are pushing wheelbarrow, doing one thing or the other, you see how he was crowded. You know, we have. Do you know that before, I could remember when you want to dash people, some no person even will mind you. Sometimes you give somebody and say, "No, I'm not taking a bag. I'm okay." But all those times have gone. Why? Because they weaponize hunger and they increase this selfishness. Selfishness is increased in Nigeria through the system and through the religion that we are in. You do everything for your own. Oh, fight for your own. You expect miracle. So that anywhere you see anything, you say, now that miracle I hear, that's it. Please, let us understand and live our natural life. Let us maintain our dignity as Ndibo, as Biafrans. Imagine that, these families have enough food in their house or in their houses. This death will be prevented. They wouldn't have died. They simply died because they are in Nigeria. That is it. It happened in Oyo, in Ibadan, in Oyo State. It happened in Abuja the same day, the same Saturday. And why wouldn't Nigeria become a laughing stock? Whereas the people in power, like Shetima was saying that Nigeria is the greatest African nation. I wonder, greatest African nation that people are being stampeded to death, where they are going to take handouts. Where does it happen? These people are removed from reality. I am telling you. Our people, Biafrans, we must go back to this agricultural revolution. And let me also say this before I close, before I go to break. If you come to every Biafran community, you must have a good one church or the other, beautifully built, your parish, diocese, this and that. I don't know what they call it, different churches. Now, all those churches are money. Do you know that in Japan, almost every village have factory? It doesn't matter how small. They have the prefecture. They call it prefecture. They have factories. If it is tomato factories, if it is any type of even small or medium-sized factory that the villagers are running. Why have we forgotten cooperative? We are a people. We are a people of cooperative. I could remember I did it even when we were small. I'm telling you. With our age mates, maybe 6 or 7 of us will be going to farm for one of us each time Tomorrow it will be my turn. You know, all my friends, they will come with me. We go and cultivate something in our own farm. The only thing is that my mother will cook food. Everybody will eat and enjoy. And we finish something that maybe if it is only one person, you can do it under 2 weeks. We'll finish it that day. In the next few days, we go to another place until we go around. That is cooperative. Our people, before they gather and build the house. Once you are age grade, I mean, once you are a man, you grow up as a man, your age grade, age mates will gather and build the house for you. Everybody, if it is 100 people, they will gather. Before you know, now it's like that. That is cooperative, but we have lost all these things. These, when we talk about going back to our roots, these are the things we are talking about. To go and retake ourselves from where we fell, where they have jettisoned us, and we you know. I know now. So when you tell people now, let us go back to say you know, so what kind of people are these? These are the you know. I mean, the condiments, the ingredients that we have as a people. Cooperative. Today, we are being separated. Religion have separated us. Nigeria did their own, separated us into pieces. Religion kuku finish us. If instead of building all these beautiful churches, if you go to some churches today, they do some Thanksgiving, you see what they will realize there. It will, some will, the whole this thing, both the bazaar, everything will be more than 100 million naira. That money, if village, you know, we contribute money to build schools in our land. We bring we put electric transformers in our villages. We do different things, you know, collectively. Why have we forgotten to sometimes build a small scale factory that will be getting, you know, raw materials from the community and around? Do you know how it will be? Raw materials, factory, people will be working. Before you know, 10 people will be employed. From 10 people, the thing will be growing. Before you know that, even it will be more. What of cooperative of poultry farm? These are farming. You open poultry farm in a village, poultry farm, cooperative, manage it. You see people that go to school, what do you do? Business management. Why can't you, you know, bring out that every time you go to the city to look for job? Bring out all these initiatives in our villages. Let us do this. Let us finance. We can contribute money in villages and build school, build this, build nice churches, build this, do this. Why can't we do that so that we establish something in our various villages and people will be employed and they will be growing each? Before you know, the thing will be very big, huge as time goes on. These are things Anya supposed to, because Nigeria is trying to undermine us, undo us, destroy us as a people. We need to go back and use our number 6 in order to survive. The same way there's some Bakwe use number 6 and build the Imo State Airport you are seeing today. When Imo and Abia we are still one state. Contributed money, used it judiciously, and come up with an international airport like Owerri. But the Nigerian government refused to standardize it, make it as international. They refused to bring equipment there to make it international. Had it been we continue waiting for Nigerian government to do it, Owerri airport wouldn't have been there. So why not we replicate all these things in our land? Farming, animal husbandry, because when we talk about farm, it's not only horticulture or farming yam and all the poultry also. You put poultry layers, you know, before you know, somebody will bring this machine that does that produces poultry feeds. From there, you'll be distributing. You know, poultry farm will be going around in our villages. The thing will bring down automatically the price of poultry, the price of chickens, and people will be eating. It will be affordable. People will no longer be going to, when somebody that farm yam, he will sell some excess of the yam and buy chicken. And they will be enjoying protein is here. You know, people, that is it. People will no longer be interested in going to take handouts in order to be stampeded to death. Let us reason, please. Let us reason. I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Makes African and third world debt different from the American debt. Number one, America's never going to pay its debts. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. Africa has to earn the US dollars, and the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent and doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. To export, in order to have an oversupply of cocoa and other tropical raw materials, to keep down the price, they must buy their grain from the United States or Europe, so that if they do something that we don't like, we can sanction them. We can say, we're going to starve you. We're going to not export any grain to you.
Unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumuda, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country? We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why? With all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting, they said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that? Basically, a company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do for our health system? What does $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing. We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we celebrate independence, because we are not free.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 23rd day of December 2024. Our lines are now open. Our WhatsApp and Signal line remains +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us now and give us your view on the issues treated and more, or any other thing you want to say, please. Radio Biafra, we are here for interaction because this is our gathering point. This is where it all started. I could remember when our leader was here at the beginning, every morning and night, he is there, or he was there. You will be hoping to tune in. Why? Because he was hitting the point. He opened our eyes. Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu. He opened our eyes, honestly speaking, to the reality that is facing us. Therefore, you can call us, as I said, you can call on WhatsApp and Signal, +61 405 142 547. In order to contribute or say your mind on what is going on, because here we learn from each other. Do not go away.
What makes African and third world debt different from the American debt? Number one, America is never going to pay its debts. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. Africa has to earn the US dollars, and the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food.
I have a caller on, let me see, what's up? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. It seems you drop. Okay, is he calling? I don't know. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on WhatsApp, you are calling after. If I pick the call will go. I don't know. It's your network, please. You have to, before you call, you make sure that your network, or you buy data that is strong in order to sustain the call. You know the zoo. The zoo is suffering people. The zoo, they don't want anybody, they don't want people to rise up, I'm telling you, in any way. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on.
Mazi Jonathan.
There were Mazi. Mazi Ganiru.
There were Mazi Jonathan. Are you hearing me?
Mazi, go on. Yes, the whole world is hearing you. Go on.
There were. Anyway, Bagume. Chukwokika Biama nonyere gị n'ezinụlọ gị ịga dịka echi maka na-echeda agwagwu nkwụọ eke orie afọ ọ ga na-echekwebe gị mgbe niile na-echekwebe onye ndu anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Hamadike 1 na la Biafra. Biafra land is our land. It's not British land. It's not Fulani land. It's not Yoruba land. It's Igbo land. It's Biafra land. Those that are clamoring for one Nigeria in Biafra land, it's time to pack your bag and go to the north. Because Biafra land cannot be suffering because of one Nigeria. This is Emeka Nsukka. Emeka Nsukka is calling from Bucaramanga, Colombia. Nsukka is Biafra land. Mazi Jonathan. Although I'm just coming, I'm tuning my radio and I'm hearing what you are saying. I hear the last lady, I think from Sierra Leone. He said, why Africa is celebrating independence and we are not free people? Why are we celebrating independence and we are not free? The Zoo people, a country that white man came to Africa and told you, from today, your name is Nigeria, and you accept it. Up till now, you are taking yourself as a Nigeria. As a Nigeria, you are still killing yourself, answering country a name that white man came to give you. You say you are a human being. IPOB all over the world, I greet you people. We must continue because these people, they mean no well for us. These people, they come to take our land. You see Britain and Rome, they came to take our land. Mazi Jonathan, what these people do in my land, Ebagwaka, I hope they are hearing me. And Ebagwaka na Suka. This church, these people bring to our land, Anglican and Catholic, bring it and put in our heart of Ebagwaka, where these people bring this church to put, where we call that place is Onuchukwu, Onuchukwu. But right now, as I speak, nobody knows that area as Onuchukwu anymore. What they know is Catholic Church or Anglican Church. If you are asking Tazi to take you to Onuchukwu, what you will tell Tazi man now is take me to a Catholic Church or Anglican Church. No more Onuchukwu in our land. Because of what white man bring to us, we forget where we come from. We need to remove that church from there, both Catholic and Anglican, and rename our place what it bear from our from our fathers, from thousands of years. That place Anglican and Catholic is in Ibagwaka. That place is called Onuchukwu, the mouth of God. That is what we will build there to go and talk to our God, Chukwu Kikabiama. Not Anglican church, we come there, and Catholic church, we come and close what we know our area is bearing and call it another name. If you ask children nowadays what is called Onuchukwu, do you know where it's called Onuchukwu? In Ibawaka, they don't know. But if you tell them Catholic Junction, Anglican Junction, they will know. What is all this in Biafra land? These people bring religion that is clean our people, that it doesn't mean well for us. All our Igbo names in our land have been changed to either Catholic or Anglican. This place, I'm telling you, just like where Muslim and Fulani people are in Ibagwaka, is all right, Mazi Jonathan. What we stand is freedom for our people. What we stand is how we will collapse Nigeria, because Nigeria means no well for us. What we stand with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi for referendum in Nigeria. And we go our way and build our place, because Biafra land have to be better a country like other places we are. We are in every world and we see how they are treating their citizens. But look at, just come out to go and take palliative. People are dying in our land, a land that God blessed with everything. But our people are still depending on people to help them every year. They will come and give us palliative. Create job for our people. Create things that they will do so that they will not come to your gate all the time and asking for food. Mazi Jonathan,
Ndewo Mazi, thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Caller on WhatsApp, Mazi Chukwu. Can you hear me? Please go on. Ndewo.
Hello?
Mazi, go on. Mazi, go on. Once I could tell you, go on, please. Go on.
Okay. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel, and I'm speaking from my location. Thank you once again, as always. I greet my leader, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man who set up this platform to expose so many things. I greet him once again. Yes, this evening, you play some 2 clips. And this is not the first or second time that this clip will be playing on Radio Biafra to expose the evil-minded of white man against Africa. But the problem is that Africa, who's supposed to learn from the past, to know at least this is the narrow escape they have by having Radio Biafra. Because some time ago, there was a man called Sonny Okoso. He sing a song, says, Africa is now or never. Africa is now or never. That time, when we are hearing that dancing, sometimes some of us don't understand exactly what Sonny Okoso means. Until the man left. Today is Nnamdi Kanu IPOB, Radio Biafra, opening the eyes of black race. If you think very, very deep, you will see that the white people don't want black man to exist here on earth. They want black man to become slave and to die as a slave. They just, let me put it that they put black man inside a container and locked it up with key so that there will be no breeze even to enter inside. And black man will be there dying slowly. That is what happened. But the worst thing is that after this radio has trying to open the eyes of people, they are using divide and rule. Because black people are fool, many of them are foolish. They cannot understand if you help to kill your people. After killing your people, your enemy will come back and kill you and kill your children. This thing has been happening in Nigeria. Fulani know how to play game. Afonja Iwara State was killed after using him to succeed to destroy his people in Yoruba land. They kill him. The same thing will happen to Asari Dokubo in Rivers State. Asari Dokubo is mixing all himself up, feeling that he is living large because he's a fool who don't know his left and right. After using him, they will kill Asari Dokubo the same thing. Even Hopus Odema. All these idiots we have as a slave in the name of politicians, they will go after all of them one after the other. Because they don't think, they don't reason. Nnamdi Kanu remain the only narrow escape we have as a black race, as Africa. as Nigeria, as Igbo, as a race. Nnamdi Kanu remain the only narrow escape. And you see these fools, when he is a governor, when they were imposed as a governor, what they will do is to suppress their people because of money, which you will left within a shortest period and die. What is the plan of a black man? Nothing. Black man has nothing planned, only to steal and loot money. And they carry the money to the white people countries, banks, and leave it there and die. Then how do you think that the white person will see a black man as a human being? If that is the case. Look at what Tinubu is doing in Nigeria. A criminal, a certificate forger, who is not supposed to be outside, supposed to be in prison. But today, America, Britain, and France have imposed it in Nigeria so that they will have all the opportunity to steal and to loot and make people slaves in Africa. Right now, people cannot farm. If you farm, to go and cultivate your farm is a trouble. They beget Fulanis. We use their cow and chop the rice and put some of the rice on fire. If you go to our people, our home, my town now, Nishagu town, you will pity for people. So many people planted rice with the hope they will take it and feed their people. But these evil people use their cows and destroy everything, killing people. How do you think that black people will survive if they cannot come together before now to learn what they have been preaching on this radio for only God knows how many years? Black people, Nigeria in particular, I'm very, very sorry. You cannot think, you cannot know what do we do for your people when you are alive. That this life is just a question of time. If you are lucky, you reach 70 years or a little bit above, you die. The white people plan 100 years, 50 years ahead. They know that they will not reach that age, but they know there will be somebody that time that will follow up the arrangements. This thing you see that it's happening in Africa was planned. Those people that planned it, many of them have died. But their plan is still going on. That is how a reasonable person thinks. But black man is only taken for his pocket, his children. When they pose you as a governor or as a president, the next thing they will do is to open an account for you, the white people, so that we continue stealing the money from your country to their country. So they will enjoy. You animal, a black man, will be happy stealing your money, stealing the future of unborn generation to the white man countries. And you think you are doing yourself a favor. Have you gone to a place where they are burying a human being? Go to the place where they are burying some of your friends, your brother, your wife, your children. Go and see that thing is one day come to you. You will be a dead man and we put inside the ground, and that's all. The whole grabbing money. Somebody like Wike in Rivers State, who have been stealing and looting the country, the state dry. Wike is still fighting his people. Hope Uzodinma is still fighting his people. After a few days, this idiot will die. Those money he was struggling, he will left it and go empty-handed. Then tell me how white people will see you as a human being. Can I talk about the religion, the worst? The thing that white people gave you as a religion is dead, is foolishness. You don't know you are left and right. All you know is that if you are suffering here, you are going to heaven. How many people have gone to heaven and come back? Foolish people. Oh, to onye kurebu ya sina ke ya hono nanya we eziokwu na ke ya no na ntị wa ase Ali Chukwuma. The one I see, I believe, is good government. The white people have good government in America, in Europe, in China, in Japan, in all over the whole world. It's only government with direct human being what to do, how to do it, and become a human being. The religion is just to deceive you. You continue to believe, continue hoping until you die and become nothing in this world. But the government, a strong government, will stretch their people, put roads, light, factories, employment left and right. You live here, you enjoy here. When you die, where you come from, you don't know. Rather where you are going. But if you do good thing as a good government, if there's any heaven, if at all, you will go there. It is not Nigeria. Everybody is a criminal. And they are looking for heaven. How do you think that criminal, as a president, as a governor, as a senator, as a man of God, is going to heaven? Nevertheless, thank you, Jonathan, as always. Chukwu Biama will be the strength of some people who have heard this news from this radio, and to think and to remember that they have few years here, so that they will put everything they have together, so that unborn generation we see them as a human being, not as animal, as a Nigerian human being.
Mazi. I'm now joined by Mazi Ekeroneko. Mazi, can you hear me? Please go on. Mazi, okay?
Yeah, yeah, Mazi Jonathan.
Yeah.
Good evening, there with Jessica. Mazi Nanam.
Yes, Ganiru.
All right, okay, thank you. Good evening from Poland. I remain okay for Necro. Of course, I am from Omaka. Omaka is on the province of Biafra land. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi. Oku Kanu, our members of Shibu Peza and Yoginat in this zone. And our Lord Uche Oku Kanu and family and kids, we greet all of you. At the head of the director remains Mazi Chinedu, with his beloved ones. The lieutenant did wonderfully well. Men and women of valor radicals all over the world, I appreciate all of you. I say good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. Yeah, Mazi, I just came to make this a brief announcement, which is very, very important. And of course, there was a voice message that Mazi Chinasa dropped sometime last 2 weeks, which has gone viral. But I have to put down my voice now to tell our people what is happening in Imo State and the area they must avoid very, very seriously, equally, especially those of that what the Ihiala, filling station Ihiala, linking Olo. That is no-go area. And let me tell Biafrans, their informants are in that Ihiala total filling station. They have a lot of informants. They are both the Okadas. I don't want to mention other words, but that here, like Free said, there are a lot of informants there, signaling them, giving them information about their victims, the car they collect. That place is no-go area. And Mazi, if you can still repeat that voice messages, that viral voice message from Chinedu, or probably I can send it to you after I drop. And another place is Ukwoji. Ukwoji. Immediately after our mama Novishet, you get Ukwoji. Didn't to Maka. Ezioha. Ukwoji is very, very dangerous zone again. Please, people should avoid it. Why I'm saying this? Because a lot of occasions are happening now, both in my town or Maka. A lot is happening. If you enter that road, they will carry you automatically. They must kidnap you. There is this young man they kidnapped about 3 days ago now. His name is Onyedika. And Onyedika is from Enugu State, Udi also. He's using Sienna tracker transport, Sienna. They collected him. He's in their camp there. B44 is holding him. And we have confirmed, verified, the motor is there and the young man is there. So B44 in Asia, you're under obligation to release that young man. Mazi, if you know the kind of killing that are taking place there in Asia, where B44 is commanding, it's very, very irritating. It's unbelievable. They are just massacring people like good. About 15 men, when I say men from Omaka, have been abducted, and they killed all of them. And let me say this, nobody go there stays after 3 days. If they are calling you after 3 days, that person they are killed, nobody stays more than 3 days there, they must kill that person and butcher him. So B44, please release that young man on your Edika. And that red tracker boss vehicle is with you. Release that young man. We want to let you know that we know that you are holding that man and the boss is there. It's verified. So this is why I come now and stop killing our people. Stop killing our people. B44, you are stationed there. Butuzo is stationed in other places. And the one that calls himself Yao Gento de Yao is in Okigwe. Please, you people should stop killing our people. We came to serve our people, not to kill them, and to stop using the name of IPOB. All of you are not IPOB. All of you are not ESN. Mazi, thank you, because I'm very angry this night. B44 should release that man and let him go with his car. But trackers red. Transport. Thank you. I remain correct.
There were Mazi. There were Biafrans and lovers of freedom. I think, okay, let me see whether I have somebody on the line. I think so. I have caller on the line. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Okay. Can you hear me? Please, Ganiru Ndewo. Yes, go on, Ganiru.
Yes. So I thank you for the you are doing for Biafran. In fact, you are really educating us. We are getting the message the way it's supposed to be, because this is normal the proper thing we need to have before getting into Biafra. Because this awareness is more important than any other thing. Now, the clip you played, all these clips you played, shows that the slavery have never ended. The American people only forced the British to stop bringing blacks into America, that they would cultivate those raw material in Africa, so where they will be paid peanuts, where they cannot feed themselves. The World Bank also is the tools that they are using to impoverish Africa. We are in a sorry state, honestly. It's very, very unfortunate that we find ourselves beside that. Even to the world that even our brothers who are using who don't even know what is happening, or are using emotion to support because some of the information that have been coming on shows that even what is happening in our land is also a terrorist-sponsored jihad against our people, and our people, they're using our people to against us in a jihadist way. So it's unfortunate. So, but what is happening in the Nigerian due to this, what presently there is, I think we have to see that this international politics as it is going between Niger and Nigeria. So I feel our leaders, because they are fighting very hard, they are doing very, very marvelous job in the international stage. So I think this and we have been looking for such things. Maybe let us see what is going to come out of them, because it is not easy. The Niger will not, northern Nigeria will not allow the president to suppress them. The president, President Tinubu too, will not allow the northern, because this is politics of interest. I think the interest of IPOB as a group, as the interest of Biafran as a group, also we have to face our. You see what we can gain out of this thing that is going to come out of them. So even the whatever that may be out, I think Chukwu Kabiama will be on our side, so that from there, maybe through there, we can get our freedom. Thank God, and continue to educate us, because this is the most important era we are into it. It is only this awareness, this education that will give us proper independence, not flagging independence. We will have an independence where we will develop our land the way we want it. So nobody is coming to control us. I thank IPOB for their effort of opening more, repairing, building those radio stations, so that I also have access to this information, because it's only when majority of us have this information that our independence will be easy for us. It is only when we have the information that whenever our government says something, because we know the direction they are going, we'll all queue in. So, because what they are doing now, imagine what they are plant an opposition, even if we have Biafra, so that they will be fighting against the government. They will be foreign power will be sponsoring them behind the back. That is the only thing that they are preparing them on ground, because they know that we are going to have our. But then all this group that they are forming is the group that they are using, forming that they will be standby. This is intelligent how they do this, because all of them, they've been paid by the CIA, British government. Just imagine this $400 code is also our people, those that are supporting with Ekperima. They are all in the same category. So when they are standby there, so that immediately Biafra their position, they become a fighter against the government, no matter whatever government finger, they will oppose it. But since the IPOB intelligent, IPOB leaders, no, they have. I think we are several steps ahead of them. So we are going to survive it at the end. Biafra must come. And Chukwu Biafra will help us. We'll get all help Biafra.
Oh, must help Biafra. Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. You'll be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Can you hear me? You'll be the last caller. Go on, Mazi.
Mazi, good evening.
There was Mazi.
IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. One family, IPOB. Mazi, I must continue thanking you for your good work. I must continue thanking you for your good work. And Directorate of State of Biafra, I must continue, because the work we come to do, so many of our brothers and sisters think it is a child play. But I know by now all of them will retrace their steps, because it's not a child play. Mas, as we are saying, not everybody know what we want to do. Not everybody know what we want to do. That's why we are doing sensitization. We are doing all over the world, all over social media. That's why we are doing it, so that our people will know what, we're going to do, so that they follow instructions. Because if we didn't follow instructions to restore our home back the way it is, the way our ancestors calculated it and left it for us, our ancestors have calculated our ways of life and everything and kept it for us to follow. But some people think they will put it down, but we say no. IPOB say no. IPOB say no, that our own can never be sidelined in our land. Yes, our own can never be sidelined in our land at all. At all. Anybody that will sideline our own will be sidelined. Mazi, we will revive everything in our land. And we don't want anybody to block our way. Anybody that block our way, anything that he finds, he take it, or she take it. Because we are not the one carried slaves. Mazi, I'm saying this so that everybody will understand. Those people that are pointing us fingers, we are not the one carried slaves. And we are not the one missionarized that land. We are not the one colonized that land. We are not the one commercialize it. I must continue saying it, because that thing that is doing us never stop. As it stop, then we will stop. Then life goes on. As we IPOB are saying it, we are not looking anybody face. No matter what British like, let them do. That land belongs to us. No matter what they like, no matter what America like, let them do. No matter what Europeans like, let them do. No matter what Islamic like, Saudi Arabia and their allies, no matter what they like, let them do. You see that land? We can never leave an inch to any foreign things to occupy. We can never leave anything, an inch at all. All of them should retrace their step in early, because we tell them that all of them will meet their waterloo in our land. Yes. All of them will meet their waterloo in our land. All of them.
Mazi.
I continue thanking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I must continue thanking you. And those that are doing good things to support what we are doing. Because what we come to settle did not spoil today. It spoiled a long time ago. That's why we are telling our people to follow it as we are bringing it. Listen, follow instructions, so that if we say stop. If we say move. Because we will secure our land. Nobody will secure it for us. Nobody. That area that they say that our brothers are bringing, that say some people are doing anyhow there. Anybody, anywhere that we see messing up, we must go there and dissolve anything there. Anything, we must go and dissolve it. We know how it goes. I want to bring this man in the line here. I want to bring it in the line here. This man that stampede our people, the fuck up must be treated. The fuck up must be treated. You understand? Because our people see the way they are throwing something for our kids. White women are throwing something for our kids. Olden days. They see the video, they see the picture, they become angry. But look at our brother, what he's doing to our people. That ID camp we don't want in our land. That is what they are bringing in our land. Our people that man must bring.
Mazi.
We must treat them.
Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This way I'm going to switch off the phones, please. We have come to the end of the program. We must continue in what we are doing, because if we ever think of stopping what we are doing, we are gone and gone forever. In every generation of freedom fighting like this, there must be saboteurs. That is the truth. We see some of our people, some criminals are being used because of money. As Mazi announced, we know Nigerian sponsored criminals through Ekperima that is now cooling off as a content creator. He has cooled off. He answered the content creator. When they call him, he went to the court. The judge welcomed him by calling him, "Welcome, Biafra Prime Minister of Biafra." He said, "No, I'm not Prime Minister, my Lord." The man was furious. He said, "Then what are you? How are you creating nuisance?" He said, "No, I'm just a content creator. It's only the people that I'm dealing with, our people, they are mumus." The same way he deceived them, telling them that he was a lawyer, and they were going to him. You know, our people, we don't ask, we don't inquire. You will see some of our people, notwithstanding that they have been in the country for so many years, they don't even understand how things are run there. Anything they tell them, they agree. They don't have time to go and make inquiries. All they want, all they engage is money, money, money. They don't have time. So Ekperima started duping, scamming our people that he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer, not knowing that he's not a lawyer. He's just a translator, you know. And he will collect money from them, and he will not do nothing. They will deport the person. All of a sudden, he become the new leader of IPOB. All of a sudden. And people were following. Sometimes, the Iberiberism of our people. They can say, "Na ka imechi no even ka continue now because many of our people are Iberibe. Out of hatred of one person, they will now turn against everything." This is very sad. How can people, people killing our own people that we are trying to save? You say you are fighting for liberation of our people. Now you continue slaughtering our people. The people you want to save. Is it possible? The answer is no. And you see our people, many of our people, out of acrimony, they support all these nuisance against IPOB. It is very sad. All the too much, yo. That's why, yes, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. We must continue in what we are doing. We will never be discouraged. Biafra remains our religion. Biafra is our ideology. Biafra is everything we are, or everything we are doing. Therefore, we must continue in making sure the restoration of Biafra is not about maybe destruction of our land. Things have changed. The way we fought in 1967 to 1970, it's not the same way we are fighting now because time have changed. Do you know what is happening? Do you know if the leadership of this struggle has kept surrender to pressure, where many of our people are calling, "Nah, what are you? Nah, nothing is happening in the land." Nah, they want the leadership to start coming out to be talking and giving order and claiming responsibility like experiment. You know what would have happened now? Akari pikonyo ono fufu. Eno na piko na Mazi Chinasanworu, Mazi, the whole members of DOS. Do you see it? And if all those things happen, the same people that give pressure that we come out and start blaming. Nah, waiting now these people safe. That is our people. Colonel Madiabu said the worst experience they have with our people during the war is that our people are interfering in everything they don't even know about. In the war that is going on, they don't know about military tactics, but they want to be part of it. They want everything that is going on, how they're fighting now, the people should know. That's why he say, if any maybe platoon commander or any commander that loses a battle in a community, the whole community will come out against him. They say, saboteur, hey, remove him, remove. But sometimes him being a military tactician, he knew what the man did and supported him, that he did maybe a tactical retreat. But the population would start shouting, no, 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 this man have killed, no, 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 he don't know anything, remove him, bring another person. So the pressure of the people make them to commit tactical mistakes, tactical errors during the war. I am saying this is according to Madiebo. He was the chief of staff during the Biafran war. He said it. He said our people want to interfere in everything. Even what they don't know, they want you carry them along. Anything they will put them out to say, nah, how, okay. How do you plan the war? How, before you know, everything will scatter. And they will be calling the head of the person. Whereas somebody that lost a battle, even if there is a little mistake, he knew. He learned from there, and now he will plan. Or he did what they call tactical retreat, in order to reinforce himself and hit the enemy. But our people will be crying and say, no, 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 remove him. They will petition. They will, no, remove that. That is our people. But this time around, that is why this radio is important, in order to educate our people to understand that what we are in is not, what we engage in is not about making you to be happy. It's not about making you feel happy, satisfying your emotion, whereas nothing is done. That is what the content creator, he knew the character of our people. He came every time he's on social media talking. Sometimes he dress. You know, our people like something vision. You can deceive our people with vision, with something visual. Or shine, you know. Hey, wow, you know. Our people love that. They don't care about the result. What is the end game? They don't. That is not our people. That is not what they care. That is why they love bragging anywhere there is noise. These are character. Why I'm stipulating all this, because it is in all of us. Only with awakening and knowledge, you remove yourself. You can distance yourself from this type of character. I'm telling you. This is why our people are easily deceived. They want anywhere that they will go and start seeing something that will raise the emotion. Hey, for that time, make them happy, as if the whole world is, is rigmaroling around them. You make them happy. You have gotten our people. They will support you. Even if they don't ask, where is the end game of this thing? They don't care. Okay, I will do this. I will water you, fire Nigeria. They don't ask, how are you going to do it? They don't ask. There is necessary questions that are very important. What they care is that the emotion, satisfy the emotion, and you got them. So this time around, it's not the same. The IPOB leadership resisted different pressure and temptation. And today we are seeing the result. I do know that this is the reason why Joe Ayaba of Ambazonia, he was first picked. Have you forgotten? He was first picked. He ran out. He moved away from the leadership, from IPOB DOS, saying that these people, they don't even, you don't understand their way. They are not the shine people he wants. That's why he went to Ekperima. Because you want somebody that is doing like, hey, now, that is only thing they care. Today, where are they? Today, where are they? Imagine that the leadership of this struggle, they are being picked in various countries. They are. Now, what will be the future of this struggle? Yeah, do you see the reason why when you are talking with emotion, when you are being told, nah, keep quiet, hold on, take it easy, you listen. Don't allow that adrenaline to overcome your sense of reason. The adrenaline, once he rises in Igbo man, hey, now Mazi, that's all Igbo, Oga occasion. Oh, we can no matter what, or prepare maybe 50,000 naira. And in your maybe 200,000. We're seeing him getting 50,000 naira. But oje ha na that occasion ebido tue ya ahụ ọgazi ama oge ọ ga-eji tọtara ego niile oji 250,000 fecha ihe niile ya lazie ya na-eti na ka oge mere nke. That is how our people, because that emotion, once they raise it, hey, nah, and you become uncontrollable. It's very bad. It's not in this struggle. It's not in this struggle. We have passed that stage. We continue saying it. The leadership, they know what they are doing. They cannot give into unnecessary pressure so that tomorrow everything collapse and blame. We must continue. That is it. Thank you for listening. Biafra remains our ideology. Biafra is our religion. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.